back and again with another Card Fight Vanguard deck profile. So hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to the Patreon. So let's get started. So this time, it's my Gear Chronicle Chronojet budget deck profile. This deck is made with cards that are under 25 cents a piece. So that means Smoke Gear is not here, and people have the right to call me bad for it, because if I was willing to give up more money, I would have actually bought Smoke Gear, but I kind of needed to stay on the budget. So Smoke Gear's not in here, and obviously that means Chrono Dragon Next Stage is not in here. So if you're here for Chrono Dragon Next Stage, then it's not here, so you might as well get the fuck out of here. But anyways, this deck is fun to play. For my personal experience, granted I've only played like 3 games with this deck, but it's fun to play. It feels comfortable playing. When I say comfortable, I mean it doesn't feel too boxy. It feels like you can do stuff. It feels like you can make plays without having to constantly check back and forth of what you have left. It feels like it's an easy deck to understand, and I want to say it's about, if you outright buy the trial deck, it's $20. Like, trial deck plus this is $20, plus the customization is $20. If you buy everything separately without buying the trial deck, I want to say it's $18. I want to say it's 18 or less, but it's one of those two. So let's go ahead and get this started. First up, we got the starter, Chrono Dran. So it's the standard 6k base auto. When wrote upon, draw a card. Then if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 1 or greater, get a quick shield. So you know that little 5k shield card that can be used. It's mainly going to be used for discarding. But in this deck, you only discard for grade 3. So really, it's going to be here for 5k shield. But even then, it's still a useful card. And Chrono Dran is just cool. And if you don't have Chrono Dran as your starter for a Chronojet deck, then get the fuck out of here. You're not a normal person. Okay. Trigger lineup. We've got 4 draw triggers of Loki Pot Draco Kit, because this card saved my ass so many times in Premium that I'm actually deciding to make it the draw trigger here, because even if it's a vanilla here, it still saved my ass nonetheless. So next up, we got 8 crits for Digul and then 4 Heart Thump Worker. It's the Crit Sentinel, so it has a 30k shield. For anyone who's wondering why I don't be smart and run 2 of each, like 2 draw PGs, 2 of this thing, well, I don't like mixing numbers between cards. I don't know why it bothers me. If I have, how to put this? Like, say, for example, like back when Luard came out, like back when the V-Series Luard came out, or like when it was revealed and people would put like PBD and Luard together, that bothered me because I don't like combining decks, and I feel like combining the draw trigger with this is the equivalent to combining decks. I know I'm wrong. I know it's stupid. It's how I choose to play the game, and it's how it makes me comfortable. So anyone who disagrees with it, it's okay. I respect your opinion, but fuck off, because this is how I build my decks and how I play. So you can comment all you want about this, but this is how it makes me feel comfortable. So this is my comfortability right here. Having 4 of the same crit, whether it's a smart decision or not. So anyways, I like the Crit Sentinel. It's a 30k shield. PGs more or less do the work already, but this is equivalent to a 30k shield, and it can make you waste 1 card, technically speaking, instead of wasting 2 cards to stop an attack. So, really good. 4 copies. 4 copies of Steam Maiden Uluru. So, you know, the heal, this could literally be anything, but like I said before, if it technically belongs in the deck by anime standards, then it belongs in the deck here to me, and this is what it belongs to. Because I believe Uluru is a part of Chronojet, so it belongs here. Now into grade 1s. 4 copies of Masergear Dragon. So 8k base, 10k shield. Auto when discarded from the hand during your turn. Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So that's really good. You're mostly going to only discard for striding, like I said, or technically striding with Chronojet's skill. But, you know, being able to get a free retire off this deck does not Soul Blast that much, if at all. So I believe the only cards that do Soul Blast are grade 1, so it doesn't matter, and having that just free kill a rear guard for the sake of discarding it if you have to is really good. And even if but the bad side is that if you call it, it's basically a vanilla, but it's still an 8k booster. So, you know, really good. So 4 copies. 4 copies of Gears Repeater, the card that is in here because fucking Steam Breath was too expensive. But if it was up to me, if Steam Breath would be cheaper, and it would be Steam Breath here, not Gears Repeater. But anyways, Gears Repeater skill. 8k base, auto Vanguard or rear guard. When placed from hand, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets plus 5k till end of turn. So that actually matters. There is a card in this deck that calls from deck. So if it's called by that effect, then this effect won't go off. So it has to be called from hand, and it's a Soul Blast 1 to get plus 5. It's like I said, it's mainly here because Steam Breath was way too expensive, but still, it's a 13k attacker, and it's a 13k booster. That's all I really have to say about it. I'm kind of disappointed that Steam Breath's not here, but you know, you have to work with what you got. Damn you, Gears Repeater. But, and now 4 copies of the card that I will never regret keeping in this deck. It's my favorite card in this deck in terms of artwork. Just in terms of artwork and ability, it is my favorite card. Nothing can distinguish it. I love this thing more than I love Chronojet, despite the fact they are technically the same thing. So anyways, 4 copies of Bearing Rover. 8k base. Auto Vanguard Circle. Once attack hits, discard a card from your hand and draw it. So that's already amazing. It's just, if you have to ride it, which I don't suggest you do, but if you have to, you get a free draw, and then you have to discard one, which is most likely just going to be the quick shoot. But still, really good. It's just a free draw. And also, you can combo it with this, because it just says when it's discarded from your hand during your turn. It doesn't say when. So you can just go hit with the Vanguard, discard Masergear, draw a card, skill of Masergear, Soul Boss 1, kill one of their rear guards if they have a rear guard. So, really nice little combo to play at turn 1. So, really good. And then the other ability, which also makes it amazing. Continuous Hand. When this card would be discarded, it may be discarded as grade 3. So this is grade 1 right here, bits of the cost for striding, and it works in premium. I don't like building premium decks that combine standard cards and premium cards. I just like building premium decks that just are G cards in general, which is another thing that I feel comfortable doing and not feel comfortable doing. This right here is one of the very few decks I will ever build in premium that combines standard and premium cards because of this thing. Because it's just a free grade 3 for striding. It's a genuine free grade 3. I love this thing so much with all my living soul. 4 copies. This will never change in the deck. Even when like better cards come out. Even if they're extremely cheap. This is staying. Screw it. Because I love this thing. Both in artwork and in ability. On to grade 2s. 2 copies of Steam Fighter Idena. So auto rearguard circle while it attacks while boosted. This unit gets plus 5 till end of turn. And it's a 10k base. So it's a 15k attacker if... It's a 15k on its own if it's boosted, so normally it'd be boosted by like an 8k, so it's a 21, no, it's a 23, but if you're boosted by Gears Repeater, it's a 28, so either way, it hits magic numbers. So, really good. I run it at 2, it's not the best because it's literally a vanilla if not boosted, so it's a 10k attacker otherwise. So it's not the best, but it can still be useful when boosted, so 2 copies is a good number for it. 4 copies of Steam Breaker Dudu. So continuous rearguard circle, during your turn, if cards are discarded from your hand, all your units in the same column as this unit get plus 5. So this becomes a 15. Most likely there's going to be a grade 1 behind it, so it's going to become a 13. So that's a 28k column right there. And you may be thinking, well, if it can do the same thing as Idena, then why is this one not at 2 and Idena at 4 or some stuff like that? Well, here's the thing. The deck's going to discard so much that this is basically a free skill. Like, it doesn't even need to be boosted. And to be honest, it will hit any numbers regardless if Gears Repeater is there or not. And if Gears Repeater is there, then it's a... If I'm doing the math correctly, it would be a 33k column, I'm going to say? Yeah, 33. So that's really good. Just an amazing card, and it fits in this deck perfectly. 4 copies. And then 4 copies of Stroboscope Dragon. Another card that I like by pure look. No wait, it's not look that I like him. It's ability that I like him. His look is kind of terrible to me. So... Auto, Vanguard, or Rearguard, 10k base. At the end of the battle that it attacked, Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Choose one of your opponent's Rearguards, retire it, and if your Vanguard is grade 4, draw a card. So that's really good. It can attack into anything, and then it's a free wipeout of Rearguard guaranteed. You discard a card, and then if your Vanguard's a grade 4, you get to draw a card back from it. So, you know, say your opponent is like, I don't know, let's go with Alt Miles, and they have like Starlight Violinist in the back, Hope Song Angel, what else would be an Alt Mile deck? Leave a row, and then they have like an Akane, and they have a, what's that card called? Suleiman in the front row, where you could go call Stroboscope beyond a grade 4 of your choice, attack with Stroboscope into, let's say, the Akane, use the skill of Stroboscope, Soul Boss 1, discard a Masergear, kill the, what's it called? The Starlight Violinist in the back row, then skill of Masergear, Soul Boss 1, kill something else important to them like the Hope Song so that they can't get the Starlight back, or Suleiman in case, you know, bouncing power. But either way, really good. It can combo really nicely with Masergear, and it kind of makes this deck Soul Blast heavy, but you're not really going to use Gears Repeater anyway, so really useful card. 4 copies. And now on to grade 3s. 3 copies of Steam Fighter Balih. So 13k base, Force Gift, Auto Vanguard, or Rearguard Circle, one place, look at top 7 of cards of your deck, reveal it to one Chronojet from them, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. If you did not put a card, it gets plus 10. So that's really good. It could either search for your Ace Grade 3, whether it's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, and if you didn't see your Ace Grade 3, then it gets plus 10. So either way, you get a plus out of it. Either you get plus 10 for rushing power, or you get to search for your Grade 3. So either way, it's an amazing card. 3 copies. The only reason why it's not at 4 is because of Grade 4 space. So either way, amazing though. Now on to Chronojet Dragon. 4 copies of it, obviously. So 13k base, Force Gift, obviously. Act Vanguard Circle. Discard 1 or more cards from your hand with the sum of their grades being Grade 3 or greater. Search your deck for up to 1 Grade 4. Up to. You don't have to. You can discard for the sake of discarding, for the sake of Masergearing them to death. You do not have to search. You can just... Well, you have to search, but you don't have to Superior Ride. You can just discard for the sake of discarding. That's what I love about this. But anyways, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 4, ride it as stand, shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn, retire that unit and ride as a Grade 3. Ride a Grade 3 from your Soul's Rest. So, pretty much get a Force Gift when you ride, skill, discard, get a Grade 4, end of turn, re-ride, and then get another Force Gift. So, really nice. And then the other ability, Auto Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle. When it attacks, counterblast 1, until end of battle, this unit gets plus 5k power, and your opponent cannot call Sentinels from his or her hand. So that's really nice. You know, it can prevent Sentinels, and it's an 18k on its own. So, amazing. It's mainly here for the first skill. The second skill is also amazing. I don't know why I'm saying it's mainly here for the first skill. But, you know, getting to be able to discard for the sake of discarding, just straight up Masergearing them for the sake of Masergearing them. That's what I love about this thing. Its skill is perfect, 4 copies straight out. You don't even need to search for Grade 4s. Okay, anyways. You can also do it for the sake of Dudu too, because it just says you can. It doesn't say you have to search for one. Anyways, onto Grade 4s. 2 copies of Interdimensional Beast, Metallica Phoenix. So it has triple drive and has a 15k base, and continuous, you cannot normal write this card. So you cannot straight up place this on Vanguard Circle on top of Chronojet. That makes sense, considering that it's a triple drive and it's a 15k base. But still, getting the ability just to triple drive right out and then just have nothing else is still good, because already that triple drive can make some miracles happen. So even though it's a vanilla, it still can be useful. So that's why it's here at 2 copies. And then 2 copies of Interdimensional Beast, Isolate Lion. So Auto Vanguard Circle, 1 place, look at the top card of your deck, call it to Rearguard. Also, it has Twin Drive and 15k base as well. So anyways, you call the top card of your deck to Rearguard once placed, and then act Vanguard Circle once per turn, retire a Rearguard, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 3, call it to Rearguard, shuffle your deck, and that unit gets plus 5 till end of turn. So normally what you would like to do is, if you have to, this is a last resort play, you ride onto Isolate Lion normally, because it can. You can flip over the top card, call it, kill that called card, and then get either Balih or Chronojet. What I like to do is I like to use Chronojet skill, obviously, go into Isolate, flip over the top card. If it is a trigger, I will most likely retire the trigger for the cost. Or if I have some other thing that I don't need, such as Idena or Idena or something like that, I'll kill that, and I'll search my deck for Balih. I'll use Balih's skill to look at top 7. If there is a Chronojet among them, then I'll add it, and if there isn't, then Balih over there just got plus 15k. So either way, it's a plus out of it. So really good card, 2 copies, fits the deck well. And now onto the gifts. So we've got, if you want to just run the 8 gifts, you can. You're most likely, if you pick Force 1, you will ride more likely 5 times. If you pick Force 1, you're most likely going to ride 5 times. But if you pick Force 2, you're most likely going to ride 3 times for the sake of 1. You're only going to need 3 Force 2 gifts, but 2, it's not going to happen. So, Force 1, if you pick Force 1, get 5 of them. If you pick Force 2, only get 3 of them. So that's all I'm suggesting. So Force 1, if you don't remember what it does, or you don't know what it does, when acquired, you place it on a Vanguard or Rearguard, and the unit on it gets plus 10k during your turn, and it can stack. So, having them all stacked on the Vanguard is kind of what makes it scary with the next stage. In this deck, you kind of want to stack it on the Rearguards to benefit out of Isolate, but you can just go, full round. You can go 1 on Rear, the next one on Van, and then the one after that on Rearguard to slowly pressure them into guarding more. Or at least that's what I like to do, if I pick Force 1, which is rare. And then Force 2, it cannot stack, but it makes whatever circle it's on original critical become 2. Which is why this deck, or this version, is scary because it can just crit pressure them, and combined with that Isolate and Balih move, that's a really scary column that, if it could restand, would most likely be broken beyond all comparison. So, really good. Well, this was the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. This deck is fun. If you want to buy the trial deck and then the customizations, it comes down to like $20 or like $23 with shipping. And if you want to just buy every card normally, it should only be about $20 with shipping included, if I'm doing all the math correctly, depending on where you buy the cards from and depending if you want the foiled versions of everything or not. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to the Patreon, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to stand up your Vanguard.